How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Trigger Shoe Repair channel. As always, I'm Dan. Now, today's video is something that I haven't done on the channel before. We've got a pair of squat shoes, right? So guys wear these, guys or girls wear these when they're doing squats in the gym, powerlifting, weightlifting. You guys that know me know that I have a background in powerlifting and bodybuilding, so I'm excited to do these. Keep watching, see what it's all about. Okay, so once again, welcome back, guys. Hope you're doing fantastic. So let me show you what we've got today. We've got our squat shoes. So these are by a brand called Strength Shop. I've bought a bunch of stuff from Strength Shop before. Now, a squat shoe, for you guys that aren't familiar, it's not a comfortable fashion premium shoe. It's certainly not super expensive, but they're built for a purpose. They're a tool. You wear these when you're doing squats. It makes doing the movement of a squat a little bit easier, safer, and more efficient. What we're going to do is head to the gym later, I think, and I'm going to show you some squats and just exactly how these make the exercise easier. But for today, the customer brought these in. He is also a powerlifter, so we had a little chat about powerlifting. These are his old favorites. So the difference we've got here today, rather than a normal shoe repair, is we have this wooden wedge. That's specifically unique to a squat shoe. And reason being is the squat shoe raises your heel up off of the floor. For multiple reasons, that makes doing the squat easier, which I'll tell you about at the end of the video. But the wedge has to be very, very hard. As I say, these aren't comfortable shoes, they are rock solid. Another reason is that when we're doing the squat, we want to have a very solid base on our feet. We don't want to be cushioned or spongy because it doesn't make the movement as effective. So this wedge here is wooden, it's rock solid, and we wouldn't normally use wood in a shoe repair, but we are this time, so we're going to have to make a new wedge because it's all crumbled away and cracked. The rubber on the bottom is toast, so we need a new rubber sole, which again has to be super grippy so that we're nice and stable when we're doing our squat, and they need a bit of TLC as well, so let's get to it. Actually, before we dive into the repair, I just wanted to show you my new apron. You can see it's got my name on it, and I didn't put that there. One of my subscribers or friend, Jay, sent me this apron. It was really kind. He said to me a couple of times, actually, he started his own YouTube channel, which is called Flipping Draws. He's actually doing really well, and he's very kind to say that I was some motivation for him to start the YouTube channel in the beginning. And I remember I was definitely influenced and inspired by people that I used to watch before I started my channel, so it's really nice to see the circle of life, if you will. But thank you, Jay. I'll put a link to his channel here. It's Flipping Drawers. It's all about woodwork and furniture restoration. It's quite interesting, so go and give him a look. All right, so here we go. First things first, get these laces out. We'll just take the Velcro straps off. The Velcro is just a secondary measure for keeping the shoe on your foot. It's the laces that do the work, but they're not supposed to have these mauve laces in, so we'll put some white ones in once we're finished. And we also just need to take this insole out, see if we can figure out how the wedge is attached from the inside. And I'm not sure if you can see, it's very simple. It's just a few screws right there through the footbed. So we're going to whip them out. Got the faithful Ryobi. 1, 2, 3. I think we'll probably put new screws back in when we do it. So just applied a bit of heat to loosen up that rubber sole. Make it easier to pull off. Where's my pliers? There we are. Just cemented on. And there we go. So the main rubber sole underneath is in perfectly good condition. So let's see if we can just pop this wedge off. There we go. All right, so we're going to keep this as a template because obviously we need to make a replica wedge. Right, so as I said at the beginning of this video, this wedge is made of wood. Now, some wedges in powerlifting squat shoes are made of plastic. This one's wood. I quite like it because it's kind of an old school vibe. Anyway, I don't have any wood here or wood cutting tools, but my dad does at my parents' house. So we're gonna head over there. He's the one with all the tools and the wood, so I'm gonna pinch his stuff, head over there now and then we'll come back here tomorrow. And here we are, just like that, we're here. Look at that gorgeous view. It's a bit cloudy, but let's go to the shed. Here's the shed. A lot of memories of this thing as kids. See that window there? Me and my friends used to hide in it and play cowboys and Indians and shoot each other through it. The old lucky horseshoes. Right, let's see what we got. Avoiding the spiders, we just need an appropriate bit of wood. I think this will probably do. Gonna have to cut its size and such, and I might try staining it with some oil, see how it looks before we get to work. But yeah, should do nicely. So if we go through here to the workshop, we should find something to cut our wood with. And there's Oklahoma Willie, the Jet VW, which is my dad's creation. It's a VW camper with a 5,000 horsepower jet engine on the back. There's the afterburner. It's like Top Gun, isn't it? If you guys think it's cool, have a look at this video that I'll put just up here. This whole video I made about Oklahoma Willie, it's called. Right, so here we got a band saw. That's gonna do just the trick for chopping our wood. That'll do nicely. So we're done, but just before we leave to go back to the shop, I've got to show you this guy. Whoa! Okay, so I'm back. I've got the wood. It's quite a similar wood to the original material, so I think it's going to look quite smart. Now, it's a rough size, but of course we need to create the wedge and give it some shape. So I'm going to do that on the sanding band. I'm going to have to put a new sanding band on the machine. I'm really just going to be eyeballing this and see how it goes. Saying that, we can start with a little bit of a rough guide. It doesn't need to be quite this big. That's where we're going to. And that's how deep it wants to be. Okay, so as I say, you want to put a fresh band on the machine. So this is your new band. Now they come in different grades. This is what's called rough grit, which is good for sanding off large chunks of material. And then you have a fine grit, which is better for creating a smooth finish. Safety first. Right, wedge created. Now what you won't have seen is I've sort of countersunk this heel section to give it a bit of a cup, because that's the same as the wedges on the original, and that's to make it feel like a shoe, that you're not just standing on a flat plank, it's got some shape to the heel. So we've got to glue that up, but firstly we need to just whip the bottom of this sole on the sanding band just to get off the old glue and give it a rough surface for the wedge to stick to. Okay, wedge ready for glue. Shoe ready for glue. If you guys noticed, I've cleaned up my desk, peeled off all the old glue and paint. All right, so we're using plain old rubber glue. That's going to be fine for wood. So without further ado, let's get sticky. I'm going ahead and just gluing up the whole shoe anyway, just to get ready for the rubber sole. Right, so I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna give the wooden block a few coats because I want it to be really solid, because of course we need this to perform, not just look pretty. And then we're gonna heat it up and stick everything together. So our wedge has actually had about 5 coats of glue on it because it's so absorbent. Highway to the danger zone. Gonna take you right into the danger zone. Freeze! now that's nice and hot, and stick this bad boy in place. Okay, right, so let's just whip this excess off on the machine. Okay, so we just whipped around it, created the shape. And what I've also done is just sanded the bottom just to make sure everything is dead level, because I know what it's like to squat in shoes that don't feel right. It's the right height, it's gonna look cool. So now what we need to do is get the rubber sole on the bottom. So we're using my favorite, the Vibram California sheeting. It's my favorite stuff to use, but it's a little bit too big, so we need to cut it to size. So there's our California sheeting cut to size. So for the second time in this video, let's get sticky again. Right guys, before I stick this together, I'm just going to show you this pair of shoes with no context. Just use your imagination on that one. So something peculiar is the Vibram California sheeting. It's kind of elastic in a sense, and when we run around it with the Ranger, it doesn't cut through it all the way. It scores it and then have to finish with a knife. To be honest, I haven't changed the blade in the Ranger for a while, so maybe we should get a new blade in it and that'll sort it out. But there's our rough sole on, so let's just whip it around on the band, trim it up and give it some final shape. Alrighty guys, so that's how we're looking. There's our California bottom sole and our wedge. Now I just want to finish off the wedge, of course it's wood. I'm going to stain it to give it some colour and protect it. So I'm going to use Sapphire Sole Guard, which is usually for leather soles, but I think it's going to work a treat. There are some lovely old ladies outside saying that George, the puppet in the window, has been there for 40 years. And I'm afraid I have to correct them because I brought George with me 4 years ago, not 40. Okay, so it's looking cool. The next order of business is to secure this wedge, the heel block in. with screws, same as it was originally. So just got some zinc plated countersunk screws. Let's get them in there. Okay, there we go, solid as a rock. We need to get the insole back in. I think what I'm going to do is add a new layer of lining because, as I say, these shoes aren't designed to be comfortable, but there's nothing in here at all, and just a little sliver is going to help. What's important with squat shoes is that there's no cushioning or suspension, and there won't be with this. Right guys, so that is the meat and potatoes of the repair done. We've got our California sole on. The wedge is constructed. It's the correct height for international powerlifting rules. Heel blocks screwed on, and we've put a bit of a new lining in. So now the uppers are a little bit tired and discolored, so it's time for everyone's favorite bit, TLC. Okay, so for our TLC, our squat shoes are made of a mix of leather and synthetic plastic. So we're just gonna grab a Sapphire sneaker cleaner. It's a universal all-round cleaner. It's gonna be suitable for this job, and it comes with a handy sponge applicator. That's gonna be good for just scrubbing in all the stitches and the cracks. So just give them a squeeze. The liquid's gonna come out. It's gonna start to foam up, and as it foams up, it's gonna lift off all the dirt. And of course, we can go all over the place, all over the synthetic red plastic there, the black, down in the cracks, the straps. And then as we go, what I like to do is just wipe off some of our excess with a sponge, just to see how we're going and where we need to keep cleaning. Now I'll confess, in this situation, every situation is different, but the sneaker cleaner hasn't quite been as effective as I'd hoped. So I'm just popping on a bit of the regular cleaning lotion, as this is a little bit more aggressive. It's gonna cut through some of the stubborn dirt. So we're going to put some colour back into our uppers. Easy peasy really. So we've got white, black and red. For the white, we're using the Sapphire Cream Surfine. I'm just going to soak in and put some white pigment back into it. Black 1925 cream for the straps, and just a bit of clear polish for these red sections. And the oils and pigments are just going to soak into these faded areas and brighten everything up. Hiya. How can I help?
You just put a hole in my belt for me.
How many holes would you like?
One.
One?
I tried it on, I was like, this belt is too big.
That's a good job. I've only got one hole left in stock.
Oh, good.
Okay, so there's the TLC done. It's looking a lot smarter, but we're not finished yet. We need to just whack some laces in there. Just remember, we had them pink ones in before. Just didn't look quite right. Alright, so what we've just done there is a ladder lace, or bar lacing method they'd call it. So that's when you can't see the diagonal lace at all, you've got all these nice straight laces. I'm going to show you how to do that in one of my next videos, which is going to be all about different ways of how to lace your shoes. So now when we go to do up your squat shoes, what you're going to do is tighten them with your laces, and then the straps come over just to cinch it all in place. Right, so there we have it, job done. So job done guys, there's our squat shoes, all finished. Vibram California soles. Of course, we've created our wedge, it's the right height for squats, and given the uppers some TLC. So we're gonna head to the gym, we're gonna shoot a bit of squatting footage, and I'm just gonna talk to you about squat shoes and demonstrate how they work. A good chap, Chris Zero's turned up again. He's helping me film stuff today.
I'm still broken, so videographer man again it is.
He's got bad back, but he's being extremely helpful today. Okay, so we made it, guys. We're down at Physique Fitness, Mark's gym. We'll say hello to him in a minute. So I've got a squat shoe. We're gonna go outside actually and then just talk to you about the squat shoe. All right, guys, we'll just come outside because it's pretty noisy in there. And we've gone over it briefly already, but once again, squat shoes, two main benefits and reasons why we use a squat shoe. The first is the base is extremely hard and wide. So that gives us a stronger, bigger surface area to press against, so we're more stable and safer. And secondly, it's got this big raised heel, and the purpose of that is all about what's called ankle dorsiflexion, and that's how far your ankle can flex. So I'm going to demonstrate to you why this is going to help with a squat. So Chris has taken over the camera and he's caught me with my ghetto car park Costa.
Hellcat in the background.
So let me demonstrate to you what ankle dorsiflexion is and what it looks like. So typically when we do squats, what we're doing is we're bending down by bending the knees and bending the hips. The problem is most of us have tight ankles. So when we get to the bottom of the movement, what's going to stop us from getting all the way down is our tight ankles. So what's either going to happen is we're going to bend forward at the hips more than we want to, or our ankles are going to come off the floor, which is dangerous. This is Chris's squat shoe. I'm actually just going to put my squat shoes on, which I'm not really a fan of them anymore, to be honest. They're a bit
Banana feet, aren't they?
bit offensive. Right, so I've got my squat shoes on now, and if you watch as I squat down, I can get as deep as I want to. My ankle flexes as much as I need it to. And, sorry Chris, making you go up and down like that. You're doing the squat session just like this. So as I go down this time, I can get all the way down and I'm not having to lean forwards. I mean, the benefit of not leaning forwards is we stay more upright and we have a stronger, better squat. So let's get inside and demonstrate what it looks like. So the quick warm up.
Yeah, it'd be good if you put some plates on there, wouldn't it?
Right, so I'm just going to knock out some squats. First I'm doing it in barefoot, and what I want you to pay attention to is the angle of my hip. I'm going to pop the squat shoes on, and you should notice that I'm able to sit a lot more upright.
I actually prefer squatting in these, but yeah.
Okay, so I hope you guys should have been able to see I was a bit more upright. And if you want to take it even a step further, and what you really need squat shoes for is something called a front squat, where you really have to be upright. So I'm going to show you that too. And that is it for today. All right, so I've just run back to the shop to do an outro for you guys. The gym is literally just down the road. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of squat footage. It was a little bit rushed this morning, but hopefully it should all come together when I go to edit it in a minute. And seeing as we've just come back from the gym, it's the perfect time for me to announce to you guys, a whole bunch of you already know, that is the launch of my second channel. It's called Dan the Cobbler. I would love it if you guys would subscribe and help me get the ball rolling. I'll put the link right here. The reason I've started it is because I love filming gym content and giving advice on everything bodybuilding and strongman, just general gym stuff, but it's also going to be a vlog channel all about my life, which I know a lot of you guys enjoy seeing. It's always been a bit tricky for me to work it in to the Tring Shurapets channel. So that's why we're doing a separate channel. If you're interested, check it out. I think you're gonna love it. And I wanna say a massive thanks to those of you guys that have already jumped across to the new channel. There's 1,000 of you in one day, and I think that's pretty awesome. I don't know that there's that many YouTube communities that will have the same response. So I love every single one of you. And I'm gonna do my best to make the new channel as entertaining as possible. But yeah, I won't waffle on too long. I go over what the channel's about in the intro to the channel, but basically lifestyle stuff. I'm gonna be featuring my Dodge Challenger Hellcat, various things I get up to in my life. Got my friend's wedding coming up, it's Halloween. more gym stuff. There's so much content I'm planning on creating. But for now, thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you made it all the way to the end. And as always, if you've got a shoe repair you want to talk to us about, get in touch via the website dreamshoerepairs.com. That's also where you can find all the Saphir products, because we are an official Saphir retailer. We can get all your polishes and creams just in time to get your winter shoes spruced up before the horrible weather kicks in. And of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you are kept in a loop every time I upload some new content. But for now, it is Sunday. I'm actually going to hang around here for a little while and carry on working, because I've just got a hell of a lot of shoes to get on with. And then I'm going to go and head down the pub, have a roast dinner and chill out. So for now, cheers and thanks for watching.